Hey, it's Rich back with you for another video. We're here with Ken Gulliker, 2009 Citation Mustang. We're going to take it out to Catalina. We're flying some of Ken's mentor time off. If you remember, Ken did a video with us a while back where he was we were selling his Meridian. We took it up to Harris Ranch. So now we've progressed, bought this airplane. Ken's got the type rating, came out of a Meridian. So lots of valuable information for the transition that we're going to go talk about where we're flying out of Catalina. What do you got? Pretty exciting for you to finally be at this point.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty hard not to smile.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun and enjoyed learning the plane, and everything's kind of how I expected so far.
And we're gonna end up in another day. We're gonna end up in his home in Saskatoon. So we're gonna jump in the airplane, take you along for the ride.
Okay, runway 30 checks on the heading. We got 180 bugged. Was it through 1500 or return?
1500 left turn.
It's a left turn.
November 0 Delta Bravo, runway 30, cleared for takeoff. The wind is 07 at 4.
Clear for takeoff, runway 30, 0 Delta Bravo.
Okay, power's coming up even, and we are cleared to go. We'll put windshield heat on and install heat on. Our pitot-static on. Okay, CAS messages are clear. Let's go. Power on both. Okay, takeoff power is set. Airspeed alive on 2. At 70 knots. There's positive rate. Gear goes up. And flaps can go up.
Traffic.
By the flight director at 800, we're going to go to heading mode.
1500.
1500, sorry, there we go. 1500. We'll pull power back because we're going to be climbing like a banshee here if we don't. So 600.
November 64 Kilo, crosswinds approved. Traffic up and off of runway 30 northwestbound to Citation, climbing out of 800.
Crosswind approved, I'm looking for traffic now for 64 Kilo.
Okay, so autopilot is on, flying takeoff, and I want filch of 170.
And heading.
And we're going to go to heading mode now.
Delta Bravo is still with you.
November 0 Delta Bravo, you can start your left turn, heading 180, contact SoCal departure.
Thank you.
Okay, we're 2 for 3.
SoCal 90 Delta Bravo is at a 2300 for 3000 and a turn to 180.
Citation 90 Delta Bravo, so go to Porsche, ident, maintain 6000.
Ident, maintain 6000, and that'll probably put us in a Bravo. We have a Bravo clearance.
Citation 0 Delta Bravo, radar contact 3 miles northwest of Long Beach Airport, cleared to the Los Angeles Bravo airspace via 200 heading, maintain VFR 6000 while on the Bravo.
200 on the heading, cleared into the Bravo 6000, 0 Delta Bravo.
November 20 Charlie, maintain VFR 3000.
Okay, 200 on the heading,
3000,
and up to 6,000.
November 747
Correct.
Victor Alpha, traffic
Okay,
factor,
we're rolling out,
contact
climbing out.
163.075.
Let's go climb.
Honda Tower now, 37 Victor Alpha. Good day.
Citation 0 Delta Bravo, traffic 12 o'clock, 2 miles southeast, bound to Sling 2,900. What's your requested altitude for Avalon?
10-5, and we're looking for the Sling, 0 Delta Bravo.
Exit 582, SoCal approach, good morning. I'm in the altitude, maintain 6,000 for traffic, 12 o'clock, 2 miles southbound, 4,900 indicated.
Okay, so after takeoff, I got gear up, flaps up, pressurization, increased lights can go to RECO, those can stay on, actually collision come off, right? And
November 1264 uniform, starter VFR descent, traffic alert, 11 o'clock, 1 mile, northwestbound, alternate 5,000, fast mover.
We're climbing.
Just target like 200 knots.
0 Delta Bravo, turn left heading 180.
Left turn to 180, 0 Delta Bravo.
Okay, so you said 200 knots.
802 Charlie, amend our destination to Long Beach.
802 Charlie, what approach to Long Beach, advising heavy this Victor.
We're good, we're climbing to 6. It's selected, so I know it's going to level off.
ILS 30 practice approach, 802
Check here.
Number 802 Charlie, fly present heading and maintain VFR.
Present heading and maintain
Up
VFR.
gear, yaw down.
802 Charlie.
Is on.
Citation 0 Delta Bravo, climb to 10,500 approved.
10,500, 0 Delta Bravo.
Approach, executive 583.
Okay, 10-5 is in.
Executive 583, Sokola, good morning.
And we're out
Confirm you
to
have
Catalina.
ATS, November.
And we're targeting 200
Station
knots.
0 Delta Bravo. Contact departure 134.35. Let them know you're on a heading and I cleared you to the Bravo. Good day.
Thank you, good day. 3435, 0 Delta Bravo.
Wing 8026.
Case 5000, type is unknown.
All right, we got him on TCAS Religion, Southwest 1373.
Good.
Citation 90 Delta Bravo is at a 6.8, climbing 10.5, 180 on the heading, and we have a Bravo clearance.
90 Delta Bravo, still got a departure, altimeter 3003. Are you landing Avalon or are you just going to be flying around in that vicinity?
Flying around in that vicinity for 90 Delta Bravo.
American 613, contact LA Center 132.85.
Nice, huh? Wow.
2.85, American 613.
Wow. Awesome view here. I feel like almost every video I say we're climbing off of Long Beach and
Catalina.
going to Catalina, but
Yeah.
we got a plan. Ken and I have some work to do, and this really worked out best for us just to get a quick flight in and do it over. Do it over Avalon. And we've done a lot of videos on Mustangs.
Speed assigned 250 knots.
So we don't have to talk too much about this airplane. More for me that I thought this video would be valuable is Ken's experience. And he's had a Cherokee 235. He's had a Twin Star. He's had a Meridian, and now he's type rated in the Mustang, and getting ready to start flying this thing solo in another couple of days. Give us a quick overview of your, progression in airplanes, starting with the Cherokee 235. How it was transitioning to the multi-engine, was a Meridian a giant step for you at the time, and then this airplane.
280 knots.
Yeah,
So, like I said, the first airplane was the good old Cherokee 235, which is a really good airplane, actually, for a starter airplane. It's pretty forgiving, docile wing on it.
Big
and
useful
haul
load.
a big useful load, I think, like 1,300 pounds or even more.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was a great starter airplane right out of getting your private. And then I put about 700 hours on that one, and then it was always looking kind of like what the next one is, and did a lot of research. I went to a Diamond Twin Star. I looked at Cirruses too, and I could have went Cirrus, but I ended up going Diamond. And that was a fun airplane. Learned a lot. It's a twin.
Did you buy the Diamond specifically because it's a twin and your aspiration was to get into a twin?
Yeah,
higher performance.
Yeah, I didn't see myself staying with a single engine piston forever. And I at that point was starting to think maybe jet down the road, but honestly, it was at that point it was a real far away aspiration maybe.
Yep.
So I definitely wanted multi-time, so I got about 500 multi on the DA42.
The Twin Star transition was straightforward.
Yeah,
you got the multi-engine rating in it.
In some ways, it was an easy plane to get used to. Actually, you could pull one engine down, feather it, and some rudder. But it's a nice twin to use, and the FADEC is really nice in there. Yeah. There's no mixture, no priming, and no magnetos. So
I think I've done a video on them, and I think it's an excellent precursor to this airplane, especially if you know building the multi-engine time, single lever power, FADEC. Yeah, it's a good precursor.
Yep.
So then, how did you decide on a Meridian? What was the main focus of that airplane?
Just the pressurization is probably the biggest single thing, and that comes with the higher altitude.
Yep.
And then right behind that, the turbine engine is probably one of the biggest attractions.
Yeah. And then you put like 700, 800 hours on that one?
Yeah, it's about right. I think close to 900 on the Meridian.
That was a great airplane for you.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
And again, we did a video with Ken talking about the Meridian, and we sold that airplane, and then you and I started talking about Mustang.
Yeah.
We did a flight in one, and now here you are. But
one flight and we were hooked.
That's right. And so you were looking at Mustangs, though. You kind of knew. Let's go to 090 in the heading. you kind of knew that was the airplane you wanted to get into. We started talking about them a little bit, learned the market, and it was a function of just the right airplane. Let's find the right airplane, and this airplane ended up being the right airplane. So that process is pretty straightforward. There's not that many Mustangs on the market at any given time. You were looking at them, and that we don't have to get into the details of how that all came to be, but
PG-810 heavy contact approach 128.1.
I think one of the big things I get a lot of questions on is the type rating and the best way to do it. And so you ended up at Simcom, but how did that? How did you end up at Simcom ultimately?
Yeah, I mean, there's everybody knows there's just kind of two options in the simulator world for the C510 Mustang.
You had some restrictions based on Canada too.
And yeah, Canada has some restrictions, and I believe we can't do our type rating in the airplane. So I did. Simcom could get me in the quickest, so I did that. It's definitely it's 16 days of pretty intense, especially your first type rating. So, but you just you plan for it. You sleep well and give it your best. So it ended up being kind of what I expected.
American 15,
good training. A lot of takes a lot of commitment. Like you said, it's 16 days, and you don't. It's ground school and simulators and memorization. And that's what I always tell people. It's not a hard airplane to fly. Really isn't that hard, but getting the type rating, it's not a walk in the park. You gotta do what you gotta do on it.
Yeah, you're given like scenarios that you likely will not ever have in your career, and some of the approaches we did are pretty intense.
Yeah. And then coming out of Simcom, you had a lot of time. You probably had 1,500, a couple thousand hours total time.
Low twos. Yep.
Low twos. And then you got 800 hours of turbine time. Insurance wasn't really an issue with you.
Not with this plane, no.
You got pretty good insurance, and the requirement was 25 hours with a mentor.
Yes, correct. Yes. Yep.
So, and you don't tell us exactly what the insurance was, but comparing to the Meridian,
less than half price.
Yeah. So that's nice. And then we're going to do this 25 hours. And how do you feel in the airplane now?
Good. You put me through a lot of intense stuff yesterday. We're flying at night. We did approaches, and then straight away to another airport that I'm unfamiliar with. So it was busy. It was a lot of fun. I learned a lot.
He said on his Apple Watch he gets 8 hours of really solid sleep after that workout.
Yeah, that was a good.
It was intense. We took off out of Long Beach. It was IFR, real IMC. We went out to Bakersfield. We shot an approach. We took off out of Bakersfield. We went to another airport close by. We did a GPS non-precision approach to a go-around, and then back in for an arrival to Long Beach to approach down almost to minimums. And we did that an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So that's pretty. It was a lot. That's pretty heavy schedule. So based on thinking about flying a Mustang to actually now being flying a Mustang, you're doing it. What's the biggest shocker? Like, I did not expect this.
Right. Well, the takeoff is a lot of fun. There's a lot more jam there. And then probably speed control is probably the biggest thing to stay on top of.
And a bigger transition than going from the Twin Star to the Meridian.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. It would be. And then overall, did you feel like it's what I wanted? It's going to be what I want, and my expectations are met. Is there any pitfalls? Anything you'd say, man, I don't know, it didn't quite meet my expectation on that?
So far, now that I've got about 20, 25 hours in here, it's starting to feel like it's falling into place. So no, it's kind of what I expected, especially since we did a lot of intense flying in an hour and a half window last night. So
we're going to get another 4 hours tomorrow, taking it up to Canada.
Right.
And You know, one thing I told Ken in this training environment, like, he has 800 hours in this Meridian, and that's a lot of time to develop muscle memory. Let's turn back to that left turn back to 270. It's a lot of time to develop. You know, like you could flip switches in your sleep in that airplane. And now you got a new end number. You got throttles are different. View out the windows. You're noting that, like in icing conditions, you can look out the window and just tilt your head a little bit. You can see the wing, and this airplane is behind you.
Wings are behind you,
and so that's a little bit more out of sight, out of mind. You know, for you, that's something you're going to have to.
It's a little different.
But so it's gonna take a little time to get back to that comfort level, but I think it's obvious. You know, it's not. To me, it's an easier airplane to fly than a Meridian.
I agree. You know, in the cockpit, you know, the difference would be, you know, the autopilot's kind of where it should be up there as opposed to down here.
Yeah.
And then way easier to set power. The Meridian, you get used to it, but it's a very small throttle lever movement to get a change. To get a small change, it's kind of finicky that way.
Yep. Yeah. Well, it's good. It's like Ken is like the kind of the typical customer that we have, and we've had a few people transitioning out of Meridians lately. And so, you know, as far as our involvement, you know, we can help with a lot of the steps that you need. You didn't do the type rating for us, or through us. I didn't push you, because honestly, I think if you got the time, going to the simulator training is a really good way to do it. A lot of our clients don't have time. They just can't cut away and spend. And there's a pathway to do it in the airplane. You're probably going to end up at Flight Safety or SimCom to do sim training at some point. So, but we've been talking for the last, like, I don't remember when I met you in Phoenix. I don't know if that was earlier in the year. When it was like.
Yeah, that was March or April. Yeah.
Well, we've been talking regular because we sold the Meridian, and now you're going to be off on your own. So you know, it's going to be cool. I can't wait to hear how the airplane, you know, to talk to you in a year. You know how it's going to be.
Yeah, I think we're gonna enjoy it.
Okay, so we're gonna take an opportunity to continue Ken's training. We're gonna go down and do this GPS approach, hopefully from a fix, so you can watch the autopilot sequence down and just get another approach and landing under your belt. So we're going to do that. Hope. To me, it's very productive to talk to Ken and get some feedback based on, you know, what our business does for people to make sure we're hitting what we need to hit. So that's good.
Yeah, you bet.
Okay, so we're going to talk to SoCal here and head back down. Based on my experience training people, a vectored approach is pretty easy. Not a big deal.
Right. So now we're going to do a
RNAV approach into 3-0. We're going to try to do it via initial approach fix.
Okay,
and let VNAV hit all the altitudes down to the final approach fix.
Okay.
And then the glide path takes over from there.
Okay. So we do want VNAV on, right?
Do want VNAV on for now.
We want it on.
Yep. Because we might end up working our way down on our own.
Yeah.
Like we are right now in vertical speed. But after SCAL, then it's got a couple of step downs that ideally we'd like to have. Now, SoCal may have a different idea for us, but that's what we're
Is there some in between here?
Yeah. So you got 3,000 and 1,600.
Okay, but there's none in between here, is there?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. So let's sync up the bug. Okay, so 210.
Yeah, let's shoot for 200 knots for now.
Okay. Oh, that's just about down.
Citation 0 Delta Bravo, contact approach 127.2.
27.2 for 0 Delta Bravo. SoCal 90 Delta Bravo is at 8,000 descending. We have Victor and request.
Citation 90 Delta Bravo, you can proceed direct to Ezekiel. What's your approach request?
Yeah, perfect. We're going to ask for Ezekiel for the RNAV 30 practice approach into Long Beach full stop.
And you want the Zulu or the Yankee?
We have the Zulu loaded, thanks.
Number 90 Delta Bravo, direct Ezekiel, descend via flight of 4,000.
Direct Ezekiel 4,000, 90 Delta Bravo.
We're on?
90 Delta Bravo, approach 2535. We'll see you.
Thank you, 2535.
So all the checklists are pretty much done.
Yeah, we did that.
Descent,
it's just the approach. So it's landing light when we get clearance. We'll put that on for Viz. And when we get clearance, we'll go to landing. Yep. And that does the before landing autopilot pressurization I did already.
So the big thing, the big thing from my perspective is, the vertical component of this step down.
Right.
We're going to be at 4 here pretty quick.
So we're going to need
4 to there, and then we would expect to see a VNAV descent hit 3,000 and take us down to 1,600 the final approach fix.
Right. We should be getting a VNAV guidance after 4.
That's right.
So it might level at 4 for a bit here. Yeah, okay. And I'm going to have to put in power here shortly.
Well, like by easy kill,
we can start.
I'd like to be at 185 so I can start
flaps on.
using
Good
flaps.
Okay, yeah, that's one thing. Okay, there's 4,000.
250 to maintain 3,000 southwest 25 or 3578.
Let's watch that. 195.
And up on the scoreboard, we've got a V path in white, knowing that's coming.
Yeah. Okay. Now it's not here yet, but it's probably gonna show 3,000 next, or it'll show 4,000 here.
Probably won't. Probably show the next altitude.
Yeah.
Probably show.
Maintain your altitude.
And we haven't been given a clearance out of 4,000 yet.
Correct.
So I'm going to push up for that. If they don't give us that, then we can't really. Then it kind of screws up the VNAV portion of this.
Right. Exactly.
And approach 90 Delta Bravo. After easy kill, we'd like to descend via those points on the approach for 30.
Yeah, 90 Delta Bravo, approve as requested, and Brax approach approved. You'll be behind a Boeing 737.
Thank you, 90 Delta Bravo.
Southwest 35.
Hey, I heard practice approach approved.
But now you can dial in the final approach fix altitude.
Okay.
1,600.
Maintain 2,000 till established on the ILS, and clear the ILS.
And it's going to stay here because we haven't commanded anything.
Yep. And we're cleared for the approach.
We're cleared for the approach, so we can activate approach. We're already going to SKL, the initial easy kill.
Once you get what you think is done, you've got FMS, that's good.
Yeah.
Autopilot's on, that's good. You ought to enter altitude hold at 4,000. We've got a vertical path that's going to take us down to the glide path. So you got both of them armed.
Right.
So that's perfect. That's where you want to be.
That's where you want to be.
Now you have the lateral and the vertical dialed in to where you want. So now you can focus on
the rest.
Configuration of the airplane, whatever checklist you need to do.
185 for landing, and then we got the speeds up. So VREF is 94, and then that's where it'll have to come natural to me. But so 94 is my VREF. But like yesterday, we were windier, so we kept it higher, a little too high because I ended up being 110 or so over the numbers, I think.
But to me, brief the speed, like
track 284, descend to 1,600.
I would say ref plus 10 over the final approach fix.
Okay.
Slowing to ref.
Okay.
The goal being 50
so that's
feet.
so about 105 over the FAF is your lowest.
Yeah. And then 52% power.
Yeah,
so,
we know that about.
And then it's just from there. It's just minor adjustments based on the airspeed trim.
Right.
Configured on speed, and you're just making small
the
adjustments.
is alive. So it's gonna take us down to 3, and it's probably gonna level us for a bit.
Here's your clue. See here.
Yeah.
3.
Bet.
The vertical path is V. When it changes over to a glide path, it's going to turn to a G.
Right. That's the approach. We're still in, and then that'll go away, right? V path will go away.
Correct.
And GP will be green. Green.
Oh, GP will be
magenta.
Magenta.
Yeah.
A glide slope with an ILS would be green.
So now we're out here. I'm going to put on approach flaps because we're 180, so we can do that.
Good idea. And you're going to start descending.
And I'm going to start descending right away here down to 3 initially.
Right, 150.
There it is.
And
V path captured.
V path green captured.
So got a purchase of 952 Juliet Alpha.
I want to keep my speed around probably 170 out here at least.
And 60 to 65% power works pretty nice.
Yeah,
as you level off, that'll even be okay.
150, 1,600 Juliet Alpha.
Okay, descending. 38, going down to 3 initially. There'll be a little level off here.
Just continue this turn to a heading of 060.
If I wanted the chart, I can just do that, right?
Affirmative.
There we are, and then hit it again to get rid of it.
Correct.
Don't leave it up there.
Career check 284, turn right to 180.
Right,
there we go.
180, career check 284.
Back. There we are. Okay, 2.3 from Lusig, and it'll be a left turn to 303. Starting shortly.
Now you have,
there you go.
Right heading now, 230.
you have the
Speed now for flap speed. Oh, that's handy. It tells me I'm exceeding flap speed.
you have a
2 Juliet Alpha, turn left heading 120.
Okay.
Ghost
glide path.
So you know where you're at.
So
we're below it, which is where we want to be.
Where we want to be. Yeah. Okay. Then our FAF is Gunny.
Correct.
And that'll be identified once we get established on final. So we should be
90
getting
Delta Bravo, contact Long Beach Tower 119.4.
94 Delta Bravo.
Charlie, guess break and change
There's
to
the
ground.
tower.
Number 3 Charlie, approved gate.
53 Charlie.
Navy Helicopter 11 and Company, are you
Okay,
familiar
we're
with Signal Hill?
inbound. We're going to be getting this guy live in a minute here.
Okay, thank you. Fly towards Signal Hill, and then we'll have further instructions.
1 flight, thank you.
90 Delta Bravo for 30, full stop.
90 Delta Bravo, Long Beach Tower, runway 30, cleared to land.
Clear to land, 30, 90 Delta Bravo.
Land light goes on. And missed approach altitude. We've got to wait until we capture.
Close traffic over to 26 right.
November 1977
Approach
Foxtrot, Long Beach
loaded.
Tower. Have your request standby.
Right path. So our next stop is, our altitude is crossing Gunny. Oh, we're descending to 1600. Yep. And then,
So here we're pretty much on glide path. Yeah, it's not captured yet. So I transitioned to a mile from the final approach fix gear down.
oh, okay.
The 1 dot above isn't gonna.
Yeah, that's not going to tell you much. Okay. Yeah, but we need to get the glide path yet.
And it's going to turn late, but it'll turn.
Right. Okay.
So there's a mile.
There's your,
That'll help you get
check.
slowed down
Yep.
to be able to get
Right.
flaps approaching.
Yeah.
Or flaps land.
Flaps land waiting to 150. You got 3 green. Got tower there. So 1600 is flashing. Was flashing. There we are. Okay. So there we go. So let's go.
Glide path captured. Speed's coming
Captured
in.
and then missed approach. This will turn amber, right?
They're going to land runway 26 left prior to you.
Was that for 90 Delta Bravo? Reduce speed.
90 Delta Bravo, start reducing speed. Traffic bound to final runs runway 26 left prior to you.
Roger.
Okay, we're reducing a fair bit since she saw us.
You can
We've
go.
already lost 20
Let's
here.
try ref. So just
Okay.
get back and practice getting down to ref, power to idle, and then bringing it back up as you.
Okay, and missed approach is 3,000, right?
Right. And this is stable. You're stable. You're configured.
Yeah.
And your speed is good, and you're complying
So
with
ref is that
ATC.
ref plus 10 or just ref?
0 Delta Bravo, you can resume your normal speed.
There we go.
And runway 30 clear and hold short of 26 for right for traffic.
Clear to land 30, hold short of 26 right, 0 Delta Bravo. Yeah. So just practice flying, ref plus 5.
Okay, yeah. Okay, ref was right there.
There you go. Number 73 uniform, runway 26 left, clear to land. Number 73 uniform, runway 26 left, clear to land. Maintain slow speed. 73 uniform, slow speed. Runway 26 left, clear to land.
265 clear to land, 73 uniform.
Okay, on glide
431,
path, on
runway 26 left, clear to
localizer,
land.
and a little slow there.
Number 37 back left, Foxtrot 3, kind of ground.
Fox 3, contact ground, 37
Some
left.
power in.
Number 02 Papa, just confirm, runway 26 left, you're clear to land.
6 left, clear to land, 02 Papa.
November 73 uniform, maintain slow speed, make 1 Eastern for traffic.
Then the goal is 1,000-foot markers.
Okay,
I don't want to be doing major,
want to be tower crew tech 284.
push down or anything like that, but
you don't want
the
to
target.
One,
No,
Charlie, please,
you don't want to dive for the command bars.
Okay, so here's VREF right here.
Perfect.
So I'm going to need about 50% though to hold that.
500-foot call,
Runway 30
gears down, 3 down,
26
3
right
green,
traffic.
flaps land, indicated, landing lights on,
light on.
and we're clear to land.
And there's
so.
VREF right there.
Perfect.
Number 0 Delta Bravo, tap off your right to Cessna, get an S, they're going to pass behind you on the intersection.
Roger.
Okay, there's VREF right
Number
there.
02 Papa, turn left to Foxtrot 4 without lake on the ground.
Fox 4 to ground, 02 Papa.
Okay, 300.
Navy 11, cross runway 26 left, midfield at 500. Landing at Atlantic Aviation will be at your own risk.
Autopilot off.
Minimum.
26 left, midfield, and out of risk for landing.
Just keep those command bars in sight. You got the VASI, you're off the glide path. Right about here, you can go powered idle and just let that nose come down.
Perfect.
Is holding short at 26 left, ready for IFR departure.
1120, I'm sure, ready to stand by.
Standing by 1120.
Beautiful. We'll just get off at left turn to golf.
Holding short of
Nice.
left.
The way you do it.
There we go.
All right, that was a nice flight. It was productive for us from a video perspective, but also I think Ken got another approach transitioning from a, en route to VNAV to a glide path. And not that it's that difficult, but I do see in the training that we do that some people are a little unclear on how all that works. Right. And it's nice to see it and see it work well. Like I said in there, I'd like to see the glide path go active a little sooner, where we just got it right over the final approach fix.
You don't want to drop the gear.
Yeah. But so Ken's coming out of a Meridian. If you have a Meridian, we have like 3 guys recently, in addition to Ken, 2 in addition to Ken, that have come out of Meridians into Mustangs, and 1 guy recently with an M600 did the type rating in the airplane, and it seems to be a nice transition, and people are really happy with the Mustang coming out of a great airplane, which is a Meridian. So hope you found this video useful. Thanks for watching.